Okay. Did that not work? Oh, it did work. Fantastic. Great. Sportscaster. Keep it up. You're doing a great job with the split screen.
Let's see if the sportscaster gods are real now.
Yeah, man, we got it. No more streaming. I know, like I said, I kind of messed up this one. That's my bad. We'll definitely get better as we continue on here. Yeah, like I said, though, unfortunately, we lost our two guests. We'll be having them the following Wednesday. Not this upcoming one, but the following one. So definitely.
Go, babe. All right.
Yeah, I got to get rid of the baseball hat. Strictly Hockey here on the Power Skate Show, Season 1, Episode 6. Me and Alex. Oh, it's just going to be me and Alex. But, hey, we still have plenty of stuff to talk about, plenty of hockey news over the week. And, let's dig into it.
All right. I'll do my intro. All right. How's it going, everyone? My name is Alex, also known as the DMV Sportsnet, right here. Yes.
Yeah.
This is Episode 6 of the Power Skate Show series. The second best popular sportscaster podcast and sportscaster right now. So before we start, let's pretend that we're premiering this. We're not. We're like live on Wednesday. Well, we want to give a big thanks to our veterans who've been serving our country since it's Memorial Weekend.
Absolutely.
And I have family who has been part of the veteran World War II. So this is for all those veterans who've been serving our country. And 2 years ago today, what I want to mention, Brian Holpe, the save. I've been screaming a lot of times. So yeah, let's get this started. And before we start, if you guys enjoy, please hit the like button. That's been greatly appreciated to us. That's going to make us more podcast videos. Is that right, Grant?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, sorry for the confusion, everyone. We had a little bit of technical difficulties on Wednesday. Of course, we usually are on Wednesday, same exact time, 7 to 8. Tonight, we'll probably go a little bit over it because we started off a little late, but that is no big deal. And yeah, let's get into it. Alex, do you have any topics you want to talk about first? Pretty sure you have the top 5 free agents, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to do the same ones that we had some difficulties, but let's just do it anyway.
Absolutely.
Buffalo Sabres, Michael Frolik, his last contract was $2.15 million per year. Originally from the Calgary Flames, but got traded to the Buffalo Sabres on the trade deadline. Will he re-sign with Buffalo, yes or no?
You know, it's interesting because Michael Frolik, he was very good on the Flames, but he's all around not really that good. I feel like he's more of, like your third, fourth line grinder who, he's going to get you points. He's going to get you hits. He's going to make plays, but he's not going to really do much. And, in a year or two, he's just going to basically be a salary cap dump, at the trade deadline or whatever. So I don't know if I was Buffalo. I mean, at the same time, you're not really competing, so you can kind of keep them around. But at the same time, do you want to have that contract and kind of like that aging forward, stay on the team? I don't know. It's a coin flip if you're Buffalo. I'm going to say he doesn't re-sign with the Sabres, and I'm going to say he's probably going to go to, I don't know, maybe Vancouver or, somewhere like that. Who's kind of like a win number, could use a depth piece like him. But overall, I don't think he's going to re-sign with Buffalo.
Yeah, this is a big coin toss, in my opinion. Frolik was better in his prime now. Was in his prime, I should say. Right now, he's 32 years of age. He was a first-round 10th overall in the 2006 NHL entry draft by the Florida Panthers. He's not even lived up to a 10th overall. Like, if you're looking in the top 10, you're looking for not like an NHL regular. You're looking for like a elite level like Matt Barzal, like Jack Eichler's level. He has not lived up. The only thing he's lived up, he's a bottom 6 depth 4-line NHL player.
Exactly, yeah.
I kind of agree him going to Vancouver. That's why I came into mind. Probably back to Florida because pretty much Florida has a lot of depth players. I would recommend trade 2 depth players so that they can fit in Michael Frolik. Have some players in the AHL. I see AJ, not AJ Greer. What's his name? Whatever his name is from the Springfield Thunderbirds right now. Probably Washington if they trade Carl Hagelin or Richard Panik, because pretty much Frolik is a left wing, right wing guy.
Yeah, he's not good at taking faceoffs. Definitely explains why he is a winger. And I mean, he's a good role player, good leadership in the locker room, but overall, I'm not too impressed with him. Definitely hasn't lived up to the hype as a top 10 pick.
Yeah. All right. I found a player from the Florida Panthers, Anthony Greco, from the Thunderbirds.
Oh, okay.
All right. Next player. I think this is interesting. Like we can have some arguments in the chat since we can see the chat right here. Next player is Vladislav Nemesnikov, originally signed with the New York Rangers. His last cap it was $3.25 million cap it. Traded New York to Ottawa to was he in Ottawa? Yes. Ottawa to the Avalanche. Will he resign with Colorado? Yes or no?
You see, I would imagine Colorado would re-sign him, basically because of just because he's a good depth piece. He's a great bottom six guy. You put him on the same line with JT Comfort, Valerie Nichushkin. The guy can produce numbers. Tyson Yost even he has worked well with so many line mates this year. He has just been very solid throughout. He's really impressed me. And he really had a bounce back year. I know when he was in Tampa Bay, he was very good. I think, when he went to the Rangers, he kind of struggled a little bit. I think the Avalanche has been a nice career resurgence for him. And, we talked about this on Wednesday, but the Avalanche, they are definitely in win now mode. And they got to keep depth pieces like Nichushkin around especially even this year, if they want to make a deep playoff push, they got to keep these depth guys around. So I would imagine he would re-sign with the Avalanche for about a 2-3 year deal.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
He's 27 years old. I will see him go to Colorado because, like you said, Colorado is starting to become one of the powerhouse teams, third place in the NHL for 5, 6, 7 years down the road. If we see the same defense, Sam Girard, Cale Makar, Ryan Graves, he's not a defenseman, but you know the deal. Amelia's face trying to text me. Sorry everyone, that's my girlfriend. I apologize everyone. Forwards, you got Valerie Nichushkin, Tyson Jost, Jonas Donskoy, Landeskog, Granson, Burakovsky, you know the deal.
Yeah, I mean, the Avalanche are loaded. They can literally go to the Cup this year.
Yeah, that.
I mean, Grubauer and Frank Logs was play great on goaltender. The Avalanche are set.
Yeah, they're gonna be the Detroit Red Wings in the 90s or something.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah. Let's see about that. All right. Well, my final choice, Vlad Nemesnikov, will stay with the Avalanche organization.
I also just like to point out, I apologize if you're watching on my end, if Alex is lagging a little bit, but at least you can hear us fine, so I'm not entirely concerned about that.
I'm using another computer, but we're it's not the new one. We're going to buy a new one soon. Just an FYI.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right, so hopefully we'll be up to speed. Hopefully, whatever. But yeah, that's good. Okay.
We're gonna get a high GB for podcast stuff. So pretty much we will be all good. All right. Anyway. Defenseman Eric Gustafsson, originally signed with the Chicago Blackhawks, but he was traded with the Calgary Flames. He's 28 years of age. Excuse me. $1.2 million per year. Will he resign with Calgary?
I think Calgary should resign him. I know the Flames have a lot of good defensemen right now, like TJ Brody, Mark Giordano, Dougie Hamilton. I know they still have all of them.
But Sanderson.
Oh yeah, Sanderson, right. But they have a very good defensive core. Why not bring him back? Because they traded him for, I don't even know what they traded him for, but it was basically for pennies on the dollar. And they won this trade because ever since Gustafsson went over to Calgary, he just started becoming an assist machine, kind of like how he was with the Flyers a couple years ago. So he's very, he's done pretty, he's been pretty impressive since coming over at the trade deadline. Can't wait to see what he does in the playoffs. And I think this playoffs is going to really be the make it or break it is if the Flames will re-sign him or not. I think if he has a pretty stellar playoff, I can see the Flames re-signing him. If he kind of struggles a little in the playoffs and they might be a little bit hesitant, I don't know. I see a 1 or 2 year deal at max either way, but I do think Calgary should re-sign him because he has certainly produced since coming over.
For your information, according to Eric Gustafsson's stats, I'm on Cap Friendly. He had with Chicago, he has 59 games played, 6 goals, 20 assists for 26 points and -8 rating. Well, he was on the bad Chicago team. Well, let's not worry about that. Calgary, 7 games, but due to the coronavirus, no goals, 3 assists, 3 points, -1 rating. I thought
he played more games with the Flames, but overall though, it's still pretty good.
If he played like more games, if the coronavirus did not exist, I would see him say like no goals, like 13 assists, because like pretty much he's like growing into his game right now. Last season he had 60 points. That's right, 60 points. I kind of like he's starting to like not really become a Norris level, but like pretty much like if he repeats like 2 or 3 years, then we will see a Norris level guy. Pretty much Calgary has a stacked decor. You got Mark Giordano, TJ Brody, Rasmus Anderson, Derek Forbort, Eric Gustafsson, and Dougie Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton's on the Hurricanes now. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said. I think a couple years ago. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Oliver Kylington.
He's a good rookie too. I like him.
I apologize. Oh, it's my grandma. I apologize, everyone. Take it, Mom. I'm sorry. I love you. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, I apologize.
Think now.
Yeah, or I think it was Oliver Kylington, or I don't want to waste my time doing this. So yeah, I would see him re-sign with Calgary for sure.
Yeah, I know. He's definitely earned. He's definitely earned money.
Yeah. All right. This is a good one. Are we good? All right. 2019 Stanley Cup champion Patrick Maroon, $900,000 with the Tampa Bay Lightning. 32 years of age. Is he gonna stay with Tampa Bay? Yes or no?
I mean, I could see Patrick Maroon staying with Tampa Bay. The problem is he's like a fourth liner. Just put him on the same line with like Barclay Goodrow, and then you have like an all-fighting line pretty much. I mean, Patrick Maroon, he's kind of washed up now. I mean, he won his cup with the Blues, went over to the Lightning on a 2-way contract, which, I think he's at least serviceable to be a 1-way contract. So I definitely think he's fallen off a little bit. I could even see him playing in the KHL in a couple years. I'm going to say he doesn't re-sign with the Lightning because I think the Lightning, they're just more of like a fast, quick-paced team. I don't think they really want someone like Patrick Maroon out there. I think if they're going to get a grinder, they're at least going to want to get someone younger. I think Patrick Maroon, I could see him maybe going back to Toronto or something like that, or maybe go back to Anaheim as well, maybe Detroit, Buffalo. I can see like Buffalo wanting to replace Frolik with Maroon, maybe do something like that. But yeah, I don't think Tampa Bay is going to re-sign him.
I would agree. I want to see like a Maroon Frolik trade.
I could see that too.
Yeah, I would be interested seeing that. Because like Buffalo is a mess. We need to talk about Jack Eichel being angry right now.
Oh yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Yep.
Yeah, we can pull that in. I would like to see him re-sign with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Pretty much like most of the fans are like being so passionate right now since they have like a Stanley Cup champion. 64 games, 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points, and +4 rating, 71 penalty minutes. I would see him stay with the Lightning because, like Well, he's a good bomb six. Just don't get me wrong by saying definitely. Pretty much, I don't see him go anywhere. Like the only thing that it's a coin toss is going to Europe or Tampa Bay. But if he does not, then I would see him Buffalo. Probably back to St. Louis if anything happens to it, just to reunite, grab that in, or maybe say New Jersey. Who knows?
Didn't he play the Devils too? Patrick Maroon's played like everywhere.
Yeah. Well, he already played the Devils, but I would like to see him go back to New Jersey because, like, since like they need help, like with like Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, all the young guys, I would be interested to see him like mentoring these young guys to become good players. Since like Jack Hughes like had like a sad rookie season, like worst points like bomb on the list. If Maroon is with Hughes and Hischier, pretty much you would see him be like see them be like a wild card team. Like if they miss the playoffs, then they will be like barely close. Which
I think you could put him on line with Jasper Bratt. I think he's developed quite well over the past couple of years. I think you put a veteran like him to help out a youngin like Bratt. I think that could definitely work out as well.
Yeah, or maybe like Kevin Rooney or like John Hayden, Jesper Botfist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. That would make sense too.
All right, last one. $800,000 Kyle Clifford with the LA Kings, trade to the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is his hometown. Is he going to resign with Toronto?
I mean, this is where if you were the Maple Leafs, you might as well just keep Kyle Clifford instead of getting Patrick Maroon, I suppose. But I don't know. I think the Kings did the right thing trading away. I think Trevor Moore is a way better player than Kyle Clifford or Jack Campbell in that trade back in, what was it, like February? But anyway, I think Kyle Clifford, I could see him re-signing with Toronto. I could also see him going to a team like Detroit or even Minnesota, because, the Wild, I heard rumors that, they might be getting rid of guys like Marcus Foligno, and that could bring in guys like Kyle Clifford in the mix if, you release Grinder and, pick up a Grinder. I can see that going as well. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Kyle Clifford's an interesting one. I know not a big name, but he is definitely an interesting one.
Yeah. All right. That wraps up for the free agents. Graham, would you like to point out something?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you want me to just like list off like some topics I had, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so I guess we could talk about the Vegas Golden Knights' new AHL team, the Henderson Silver Knights. What do you think of this? I think the logo looks good, and I'll tell you one thing: I'll definitely try to go to a Providence Bruins game this year to see them live if the AHL even continues. But what are your thoughts on this?
I was confused by the name, the Silver Knights.
And the Golden Knights. It's like, well, hard to get that mixed up, I guess.
I was disappointed that Vegas was not with the Chicago Wolves. Vegas and Chicago were starting to have a great relationship together because, like, Chicago went to the Calder Cup Finals, like, last year. And, like, Chicago was starting to do good, like, before the coronavirus pandemic. I'm gonna be silent. Yeah, like I feel bad for like Chicago Wolves fans and like with the Golden Knights because like I really enjoyed like seeing them with the Wolves, and probably Florida is gonna take the Wolves maybe, like, since like Springfield is with St. Louis, so like, which we're gonna talk about that. So like, pretty much Florida is gonna be with the Wolves. Like, for me with the logo, I would like to. The only thing that will change my mind is see the jerseys, because like, are there gonna?
I think the jerseys have the chance to be really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying like, are there gonna be the same like the Vegas colors or like the Vegas like level jerseys, or is it gonna be like something that I did not know like come to mind, or like is it gonna be like this, like not really, but like I would like to see AHL use Adidas jerseys, not CCM, but like yeah,
I don't know if they can afford that though.
but you yeah, just in case, like like if they use like Adidas style with the CCM, then that I would say like okay, like this jersey is starting to get better. Like some teams can use like Adidas form with the CCM.
Yeah.
So all right, so we can do back and forth with topics. So the one that I want to point out is the Springfield Thunderbirds being with the 2019 Stanley Cup champion, the St. Louis Blues. So they signed a 5-year affiliation agreement till the 2024-25 season, going to start next season. So what are your thoughts about Springfield being with St. Louis?
I mean, I think that could certainly work. I mean, I know Springfield, like, it's kind of near the St. Louis area, actually. So I don't know. I could see this working out. I mean, I don't really know much about like the AHL and stuff like that. I used to know way more back in the day, but I think overall, I think this is a smart move by both franchises, and I would assume it'll work well.
Yeah, like I think St. Louis was with the Rampage, I believe.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, or I think Florida is gonna be with the Rampage, or I don't know. We'll find out like next week or next month, like to see what's gonna happen. But my thoughts is that like I'm on the T-Birds website. They had the same colors as the Blues. So like if I would think like should they wear like Blues form, like the Hall of Fame jersey with the 90s, not the first alternate, the second one. I would be interested seeing that, or like we can review the jerseys like if they come out, and to be honest, my final decision, I would say Springfield, it can be a good workout with St. Louis.
Yeah, I think that could certainly work.
All right, what's the next topic?
All right, the next topic I has is that the 7 teams that miss the playoffs are allowed to trade amongst each other. I think this is very interesting, kind of starting the offseason early. Of course, usually we wait until the playoffs for all the transactions, but what do you think of this? I think it's kind of good, but what do you think?
This what comes to mind about the Adam Fox trade to the New York Rangers. When the playoffs were like starting, I think Carolina got swept by Boston, and then they started like doing like trades to trade Adam Fox. I think he was was with Calgary. Carolina or Calgary. I might get mixed up, but who cares? Whoever traded Adam Fox to the Rangers, it was during like playoff time. That's kind of interesting as far as I'm concerning, but pretty much I kind of agree, like trading players that are like not in playoff form. So it's like, yeah, like I think it's pretty interesting doing that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, that they finally, like they're doing it before the playoffs. So I think that's pretty smart. But yeah, overall, I kind of agree with you here. I think, you might as well. Let's quarantine. GMs might get bored. They might want to make a couple trades. So just let them do it.
All right. Next one. We're going to see an argument. Definitely. The Jeff Skinner contract. That's right, boys.
Good gracious.
$9 million per year. All right. Buffalo doing Buffalo things. Can anyone guess who Jeff Skinner scored last season? Can anyone take a guess? That's right, boys. 40 goals. Do you know what you got this season?
Was that like 13 or something?
14.
Oh, 14. Yeah, that's what it was.
14 goals, 9 assists for 23 points. That's right, boys. 59 games. Everyone knew that Jeff Skinner isn't going to get 40 goals 2 years in a row. So like his, I might get wrong fingers. everyone's gonna see like Jeff Skinner like this. That it's like a roller coaster. Good season, bad season. Good season, bad season.
Yeah, I
Good,
know. I was about to say, when Jeff Skinner left Carolina, he's definitely been a roller coaster.
yeah, like good season, okay season, solid season, 40-goal season, bad season. That's right. And do you think it was a bad contract?
I mean, the contract, when they signed him to it at the time, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you kind of knew he was going to slow down a little bit. So that's what I kind of agree with, how it was on the bad side. But overall, contract wasn't terrible because let's be real. I mean, you didn't think he would only get 23 points, like 57 games or whatever. I thought he would have at least been like a 35, 40 point guy, not 40 goal guy, but at least a 40-point guy in about 60 games. So I think he may have squeaked out at roughly 30 if we played the whole 82-game season. But still, I mean, Jeff Skinner, I mean, he's decent. Like, he's still a pretty decent player, but I mean, he's on a struggling Sabres team, and we're gonna get to Jack Eichel in a moment. And I mean, I don't know. He's just kind of put in a rough spot. I feel like if you put him back at like Carolina, or you put him on like a real contender, I think he could really perform. But yeah, I think on a team like Buffalo, he's gonna struggle.
And he has not made the playoffs in his whole career.
Yeah.
Zeros across the board. So yes, next topic. I know you're going to get to Jack Eichel and Jason Barrow, the whole Sabres organization, so fire away.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Eichel, he said a quote. I don't want to pull it up, but basically what he said is just he's sick and tired of losing. Next year is going to be his, what, 5th year in the league or 6th? I think it's 5th. Oh, 6th? Yeah, like 6 years of the Sabres being an absolute train wreck, really. I mean, outside of Eichel, maybe Jeff Skinner, they have Ristolainen and Dahlin, but those two are on defense. Victor Olofsson's okay, but he got hurt like midway through the year, which kind of, slowed him down quite a bit. And really, what else do the Sabres have? I mean, Allmark, good goalie, but he's not going to be the guy that's going to win you a championship. I don't even think he's good enough to make you to the playoffs. Solid backup, but I don't know if he's really your guy. And, and then just see the Sabres just, like literally a day after Eichel said this quote, they re-signed the GM. It's like Terry Pegula has just ruined the Sabres. I mean, it is not going good for them. I mean, they're struggling. They haven't made the playoffs since 2011, where they got their butts handed to them by the Flyers in Game 7 that year. Just, First things first, the Sabres, they haven't had good goalies since Ryan Miller left. Jonas Enroth, disgusting. Carter Hutton, not really that good. Robin Leonard, not really that good. I mean, they have all these mediocre goalies as well, especially when Eichel's been there.
And don't forget Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson, I know, he did good with the Bruins, and you're thinking, he's going to be all right with the Sabres. Nope. Michael Neuwirth at one point as well.
He was listen.
Sabres just have terrible goalies.
He was okay with Washington.
Yeah, he was good with the Capitals. Well, I mean, why were the Sabres? He just did horrible.
He got rammed in Buffalo and also got rammed in Philadelphia. And now, guess what? He's off to Europe.
Exactly. I mean, it's what happens to these guys who were good like 5 years ago. But I mean, it's just I feel Eichel's frustration. The defense is getting pretty good, but really, outside of Skinner, Victor Olofsson, what else do the Sabres have on offense? And Allmark, who is currently injured while the season had to stop. We don't know if he's going to stay healthy. And I don't know the Sabres back up on the top of my head, but something tells me he's probably not really that good. So, I get Jack Eichel's frustration. Heading his 6th year, they drafted him 2nd overall 2015, and the Sabres are still in the bottom of the basement when they drafted Eichel. It's just, ugh.
Yeah. All right. Next. Yeah. All right. Next topic that I would like to point out. So, Red Wings GM Steve Yzerman, which what Bill Clinton said on the Stanley Cup White House thing.
Oh, jeez.
Stevie Y, let's say that Stevie Y announced that there will be a team captain for the 2020-21 season. Who do you think who should get the seat for the Red Wings?
I think it's pretty obvious how you sort out the captains here for Detroit. I think you make Dylan Larkin your captain with Tyler Bertuzzi and then Tyler Bertuzzi definitely as an assistant. I would assume also a defenseman as well. I would maybe say Cherwinski. I might be saying his name wrong, but he's been pretty good. Yeah, Cherwinski. Yeah, like he's been pretty good. I think, in a couple years, like he could also deserve an assistant captain. But I think for captain, you got to go with Dylan Larkin. I mean, there's no way putting it. I mean, maybe Tyler Bertuzzi, but I think he's still too young. Larkin's been there since 2014. Just give him the captaincy. He's been the best player on the Red Wings for quite a bit of time now, so he's earned it. And, especially now that, Datsuk, Cronwall, Seberg, all these guys retired, it's time to give the kid the captaincy.
I was rolling on the floor laughing last night. That everyone was saying Alexis Lafreniere to take the captain.
I mean, but that's disrespecting Larkin, though. I mean, I get what you're saying because you're going to draft him, but you're disrespecting your guy who's been there since day one of this rebuild. That's the problem with that.
Yep. All right. Are there anything else, or that's pretty much it?
I just also want to just quickly touch on how awesome looking it is going to look to see the Arizona Coyotes play playoff hockey in those retro uniforms. Magnificent. I love those jerseys.
I'm buying that jersey.
Wear them.
I am buying that jersey, definitely.
Oh, I so want to buy. I know, like, get that jersey and have, like, Shane Doan on the back. Or John
I'm getting like a Clayton Keller jersey.
Or Clayton Keller, yeah.
Exactly.
Keller. Chip Sheeran.
So, like,
yeah, I know.
I think that was a good move. Mark my words, it is the best move that Arizona ever had in like their 22nd season in the NHL or 24th or whatever. I think that the Kachina jerseys will be their home jerseys. They have to be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they wore those jerseys back in the 90s when they were first an expansion team. I mean, like, I guess they relocated from Winnipeg over to Arizona. Why'd they do that? We still have no idea up to this day, but hey, at least the Jets are back. Anyway, but I mean, like, yeah, I don't know why the Coyotes got away from these jerseys to begin with. I mean, yeah, their jerseys now, I mean, they look solid. I definitely think they're one of the more better home and away jerseys. I do think they are one of the more generic jerseys, but overall, they are nothing compared to those. Or, even some of the alternates they had back in, like, the early 2010s with, like, the flying coyote across. Like, that jersey
that
also
ugly.
Oh, I think that one looks good.
No, the green, the orange, the purple thing, ugly.
Oh, yeah, that one's ugly. I'm talking about, like, the all black and, like, red jersey with, like, the coyote, like, jumping on the jersey. Yeah, those ones. Like they could bring back those ones. Well, I mean, the Coyotes, they have a pretty good history of having at least above average jerseys. So, I think this is smart bringing them back. We obviously will affect how they will do on the ice. Maybe probably not. I don't know. I see Nashville winning that series, but interesting to say the least. So I do think the Coyotes are doing the smart thing and are wearing these unis.
All right. One thing that I would like to ask is the San Jose Sharks are in a rebuild or might come back. What are your thoughts?
I think if there's a 2014 playoff again next year, I think the Sharks will make it probably. But overall, they should be rebuilding. Joe Thornton's most likely going to retire. Joe Pavelski's gone. Thomas Hertl, he's probably going to ask for a trade request in a year or two. Same thing with Logan Couture. I mean, you're just eating away on his prime. Same thing with Brent Burns. Martin Jones just simply isn't the goalie that he was. And don't get me wrong, Dell's a pretty solid backup, but he's not going to carry you to the playoffs. So, really, the Sharks, you're kind of stuck in limbo because you still have all these old players and, you're going to be paying quite a lot of these guys. So they're kind of in cap hell. But outside of that, I mean, the Sharks, they should be tanking, but I don't really know if they will until another 2 or 3 years down the road. I can see the Sharks becoming the Detroit Red Wings, basically just trying to stay in playoff contention until all their stars leave and then they become like one of the worst teams in the league. I could see it going down that road, but I guess we'll still have a few years before we get to that. But I think the Sharks should be rebuilding, but they're probably going to be contending at least in the next year or two.
Yeah. Don't forget the Erik Karlsson re-sign.
Erik Karlsson, yeah.
I don't know what's happening to Erik Karlsson. Like the only thing like that I'm like worried about is his injuries. Knee problems.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the year.
Like every single year, he gets knee problems. Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop. Every single year. In his prime, like he was like the Norris Trophy level, like 2002, 2015, 2016. That what Ottawa was good since like when it was like 2018, just flat out on his face. Like the ownership was not that good. Like Eugene Melnick.
Oh my God, he is the worst manager, and I think of all of sports, or worst owner, I should say. Not really.
Well,
the manager, but yeah, he's horrible.
Yeah. Well, that fell off, and the incident from Mike Hoffman and Erik Karlsson, which we don't need to go through that. Yeah, it's just tough on Erik Karlsson. He should be like worth like $4 million or like $2.5 million per year. Well, like he's not Norris Trophy worthy. So like yeah, like in my mind, like re-sign Timo Meier like to like 2.6. He should be like 3.5 because like since they don't have the cap space, like just
right.
Just you know what I mean pretty much. And like in my mind, the Sharks are going to be in a rebuild. I would say like 3 to 4 years. It's not going to be the New York Rangers from that like 2-year rebuild. So like
right.
like if they do another 2014 playoff format, then like it's still rebuild. They're not top 8 worthy. We're just gonna see like a low like barely make the playoff worthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Erik Karlsson out with the remainder of the year with a broken thumb. That was the injury. But I mean, Erik Karlsson's, he fell off a cliff pretty tough. And, I think it's just one of those things where, when the Sharks lost to the Blues in Western Conference Finals last year, I kind of sensed it was beginning of the end, but I definitely thought they'd still be a playoff team, at least 2-3 years down the road, whether they squeak in or they're a legit powerhouse. I figured they were, going to at least make the playoffs. If you were going to tell me at the beginning of the year that we were going to have a 2014 playoff and the Sharks weren't in it, I would have told you to get your brain examined, but that's not the case, and they just fell all the way back down to really relegating like their California pals and the Ducks and Kings. I mean, they just all of a sudden became horrible and just they lacked defense, and Thomas Hertl and Logan Couture, all these guys are getting hurt. Erik Karlsson and, Brent Burns, Joe Thorne. I mean, all these guys, they're really aging. Martin Jones, he can't really carry the team anymore. And it's just a whole mess down there in San Jose. Fired the coach midway through the year.
Yeah. And first off, if I think they fired Pierre DeBoer, I believe, this season. I want to see George Gallant coach like when we did with John from Off the Wall Hockey. He was saying like he should be like a top 3 like candidate most likely to hire like as a new coach. So like pretty much we could see Gallant with San Jose or like New Jersey or like Seattle if the team name is. But anyway, like we'll find out. We'll find out soon if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have any more, or that's it on you?
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it for me. But yeah, I mean, pretty impressive. Just another quick announcement to the NHL draft lottery will be taking place June 26th. But yes, Alex, we can certainly get to your topic.
All right. I apologize for the interruption.
Oh, you're fine.
So I want to talk about Sergei Bobrovsky, the goaltender from the Florida Panthers. Yes.
He's horrible.
He is 30. Sorry, he is 31 years old, $10 million per year. Is he worthy of it? Like, is he worthy with $10 million per year?
I have commentated quite a bit of Panthers games this year, and Bobrovsky has always struggled in every single Panthers game I commentate. I'm kind of shocked the Panthers are even in the playoffs with how bad he's played. I mean, I know he carried Columbus in at least the second round, try to keep him as long as you could and with the Bruins, but, couldn't pull it out at the end. But, it's worthy. It's kind of like Jeff Skinner scoring 40 goals. It's worthy of a new contract. He's worthy to get paid. He should get paid for doing such a fantastic job. The problem is when you pay these pretty, Sergei Bobrovsky, I'd say last year he was top 10. I think he's always been top 10 goalie in the NHL ever since he joined the Blue Jackets. If you're going to tell me that Bobrovsky is the top 5, though, I don't know. Some people might say he was, but I would say he's still top 10, and I still think he's top 10. Now I think he's only basically just above average, if not average now. That's where I would put him in if we were doing an NHL goalie tier list. I mean,
but we should do that in the future.
We should definitely do that in the future. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just Sergei Bobrovsky. Overall, I still think he's solid, but I don't know if he's going to put it together. I think the Islanders could certainly handle the Panthers in the opening round of the playoffs. I think I actually had the Panthers winning, but the Islanders could certainly pull it out as well. So it should be interesting. But, I think Sergei Bobrovsky, a tad bit overrated and definitely overpaid. Especially with the defense like Florida has. Like Aaron Ekblad, and they called up quite a lot of good youngins this season as well who performed pretty well. Whether it's be a second, third years in the league, they're finally starting to develop as well. The Panthers have a good defensive core and quite a solid offensive core. The Panthers, they are finally right there to be that playoff team. Okay, not a powerhouse in the East, but they could at least still be a playoff contender, being that wild card chase. But Bobrovsky just kept on night after night after night, just played horrible. And I think that's the main reason why, what are they, I think the 11th seed in the – oh, no, not the 11th seed. What are they, the 10th seed in the playoffs or whatever? They could easily be the 8th or 7th. It's he's definitely been hurting quite a bit.
Yeah, in his stats, 50 games for 49 games started, 23, 19, and 6, 3.23 goals against, and barely a 900 on the dot save percentage, and 1 shutout.
One shutout for a guy who was in the Vezina Trophy race a couple years ago. 1 shutout.
That's the best he could find. Yes, and pretty much he had 9 shutouts last year. Are you insane? 5 shutouts, 7-1, 2.54-0-0. Yeah,
I'm telling you one thing, though. Columbus is probably licking their chops that they can face the Panthers in the playoffs. That would be bad for Bobrovsky. He'd be getting lit up left and right.
Yeah. Korpisalo and Merz Lincolns are the best goalie duo.
I know. And then now they're one of the best goalie duos in the league. Exactly. Don't need Bobrovsky.
And one topic that I did not put, but I would like to point out, it's still the Florida Panthers hosting the 2021 NHL All-Star Game. So, what are your thoughts about Florida hosting the next All-Star Game?
I think it would be smart. The problem is with this pandemic, I could actually see them skipping it over. It should be interesting. I think it's going to be like every other year. I think they had in St. Louis this year. That went fine. I think Florida, that'll be a good location for it as well. But I don't know. I'm not really expecting a whole lot. It's the All-Star Game. It's whatever. I'll be on the call for it on Sportscaster.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of, yeah, I know. But it's kind of whatever. It's a good, it's a cool, it's a good event, but overall it's whatever. And, I think really difference of location is not really going to change much. Obviously you're going to be seeing quite a bit of Panthers there. I think guys like Aaron Ekblad, Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, I think, you can be seeing them, but overall, I don't know. And, we go back to the point where, we don't even know if they're having it next year. There's still a coin flip for the All-Star game next year, which should certainly be interesting as well. It'll be the first year, and I don't even know how long. Well, I guess 2005, since they didn't have an All-Star game. Or actually 2013 when they had that lockout for half a year. But, I mean, yeah, it should be weird. No All-Star game. I'm going to say there probably won't be, but you never know. Maybe they'll skip the skills competition, just do boom, like one day, all the games, and just end it that way. And they'll skip the skills competition. I don't know, but what are your thoughts on that?
Two things. Attendances. They could increase the attendances.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Every game, there are like nine fans in the building. I'm just throwing out numbers. Like, pretty much they're like.
At least said 9,000.
Like, where's like the Panthers from? Like somewhere in Miami. Like
yeah, they're in Sunrise.
Somewhere in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, you name it. Yeah, like most likely there's like a lot of like road fans and like that's it. Like no matter what, if it's like Florida or Tampa Bay, still same attendances. They let all Lightning fans like bring them to Miami and just have them like cheer like just up and down. But
the Panthers attendance is absolutely horrible. But what are you gonna do? It sucks.
They're like minor league attendances, like 5.
I think I've been to a Providence Bruins game once that had like a near sold out crowd once, and I was like, oh boy, the New Jersey Devils and like Florida Panthers, and like I was like, man, they're wishing this happened to them.
Yeah,
rough. But what are you gonna do?
And crap, and pretty much like I think Florida is gonna increase the attendances like after the All-Star game, just to say they had fun in the All-Star game. They should like bring more games to like entertain. Pretty much they win nothing. Like
because I mean the BB&T Center, that's not like an awful arena by any means. I mean, yeah, it's kind of smaller than other arenas, but overall it's still a pretty good arena. So
the arena's like 19,000. Are you kidding me?
Well, exactly. I mean, it's small, but
most likely. So
I think it's okay.
Yeah. All right. So that will wrap up episode 6. It sucks that we won't have the 2 guests today, but it's still fine. We will definitely have them soon. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, please hit the like button. That will mean greatly appreciated to us. That's gonna make us do more podcast videos. And once again, Grant, thanks for having me. And and to end this, please follow on our Instagram at Powerskateshow, and I will put that in the chat. And we don't have a Twitter if we get a logo.
Yes, we will be getting a logo in a couple weeks. I'm going to ask in a couple weeks for sure. Yes, we will be getting a logo, and then I will probably end up making a Twitter. So yeah.
Yeah, or maybe
again,
like a YouTube
news, but hey.
Or maybe like a YouTube. If anything happens, just to humor, then yeah. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up. Thank you guys, everyone, so much for watching. Check out on our Instagram at Powerskateshow, which is in the chat below. Check me on Sportscaster at DMV Sportsman, which is right above me. And check out Grant at Floodster. Check out on his Instagram at Floodster Sports Zone, all in one word. Daily sports news. Yep, that's right, boys. And once again,
never disappoint.
Yeah, and when I leave, Grant, thanks for having me. It's so much fun doing this.
Yeah, absolutely love doing this weekly basis. Again, we apologize. We had some difficulties Wednesday, but no problem. We made it up for here tonight on Saturday. Then, of course, we'll be back to normal, 7 to 8 o'clock on Wednesday. We got a guest from Massachusetts coming on, Ben Cruz, who's also goes on Sportscaster a couple times a week. So can't wait to have him on. Of course, we will have Alex's 2 guests, of course, in the future, two hockey players from his local college. Can't wait to have them back on